I was surprised at how vocal he was about the fact that he likes beer, and he's had a little bit of difficulty. I mean, he talked about things that happened when he drank. I mean, this is not a man that said that alcohol was that he was perfect with respect to alcohol.
At the White House today, President Trump walked an uncomfortable line defending Brett Kavanaugh and the FBI investigation into the charges against him. Trump insisted that he wasn't trying to limit it.
We don't want to go on to use an expression often used by me, we don't want to go on a witch hunt, do we?
But he also made it clear that he wants it contained.
I want it to be comprehensive. I actually think it's a good thing for Judge Kavanaugh.
Ultimately, Trump said he'd go along with whatever the Senate wants. And this afternoon, one key senator spoke up.
It does no good to have an investigation that just gives us more cover.
The White House needs Jeff Flake's vote, and shortly after he spoke, news broke that the administration had conceded, authorizing the FBI to proceed with the investigation however agents see fit, so long as they wrap up within a week.
The decision to loosen the restrictions on the FBI today means the investigation into Kavanaugh's past could end up sprawling to dozens of field agents across the country, if not more. Tom Baker, a former FBI special agent who once oversaw background investigations like this one, says the FBI knows how to make this work.
It's not unheard of that they'd reopen a background investigation or have to do follow-up investigation. It probably is being run out of the Washington field office. It's probably getting pretty close supervision from FBI headquarters. The way the FBI works, individual agents doing the investigation can actually send out usually additional leads that they want followed if they come up with somebody along the way. But this has been done before.
And could it be done in a week?
Absolutely.
But what makes this investigation so complicated isn't the lack of time. It's the fact that it's not really a background investigation anymore. Under normal circumstances, a background check into someone hoping to become the next Supreme Court justice would involve a deep dive into their friendships and associations, all the way back to their youth. They're looking for anything that could be considered derogatory information, and they use a wonky acronym to remember it all. Carla B. FAD. Character, associations, reputation, loyalty, ability, biases, financials, alcohol, drugs. What are they looking for in a high-level, deep dive investigation?
There's three things. So character, reputation, and loyalty. So then character. I would say this thing's looking at character somewhat, the person's character.
Would they have asked about past history of alcohol use or abuse?
Yes. In every one of those, yeah, they would have. And that's one thing that's written up.
But they also rely on something else, voluntary interviews. This week's process is different because it's turning into something closer to a criminal investigation.
And that's what makes it a little complicated. And what happens here is there's the possibility that on some parties may want to even have their lawyer present. And the agents I know doing the investigation won't like that. That's unusual in a background investigation. And often in a background investigation, the information's given in confidence. You can give the people confidentiality.
Former FBI officials I spoke to over the past few days told me there are some obvious things they'd want to look into. A big one? When exactly the party that Christine Blasey Ford and Kavanaugh allegedly attended took place. To try to narrow that down, investigators might want to request the sign-in logs from Columbia Country Club, where Ford says she went swimming the day of the party, or the employment records from the Potomac Safeway, where Kavanaugh's friend Mark Judge worked shifts around that time. But if those organizations don't want to give them up, or if witnesses refuse to talk, investigators don't have search warrants or the subpoena power to make them. That means that even with the expanded mandate, what gets turned in on Friday night might not be very satisfying. It'll be what background investigators consider a finished product, a more detailed list of possible red flags. But it probably won't be what much of the public is hoping for. Do you think a week from now, we in the general public will have closure on this issue?
We'll have the results of this follow-up investigation. I don't think we'll get closure in this kind of thing for a long, long time.